There's also estate facilities and professional services, medicines, optimization, pharmaceutical, for example, but workforce, this is what this is about today. And that is about you providing staff, whether it is temporary workforce or permanent workforce, then, you know, you get to decide, for example. And I'm just going to the supplier section here. Just to tell you about London Procurement Partnership. NHS London Procurement Partnership is one of the national procurement hubs servicing the health community in London and beyond. And it says the members extend across acute, community and mental health sectors, as well as primary care and clinical commissioning. And it says about the purpose, that they are there to make sure that this affords our members a benefit of equal status in input into our vision, structure, products and services through a series of membership forums and the governance of member-led steering bodies, for example. It just talks about the value. And then it also then says, become a member. But what you want to do is you want to become a supplier. Okay. Right, I'll just share my slide. Thank you. Just goes to show people are listening. Thank you for that. Right, so this is the page here, which is the LPP. I'll just put this in the chat box. So you want to look at the supplier area. It also talks about DPS, Dynamic Purchasing System, but here it says for suppliers. You are a supplier because you're supplying the services, and the buyer buys the services from you. So it says at NHS LPP, we pride ourselves on working with the very best suppliers for the benefit of the NHS and its patients. We highly value the suppliers we work with because we know they share our high standards and we support their innovation through knowledge and contribution to the NHS as a whole. And this just talks about the supplier. It's got more information here. I'll just put this link in the chat box so that you're able to see for yourself as well. So it's got here, dynamic purchasing system, all you need to know. And this gives you information about the DPS. And who is it for? It's for you. It's for small to medium-sized enterprises. It says a dynamic purchasing system is unlike a traditional framework for the supply of goods, works, or services. A DPS is an electronic system which suppliers can join at any time. It's an open market solution. A DPS is designed to give buyers access to a pool of pre-qualified suppliers. DPS managed by NHS LPP are available for use by entire public sector. A DPS can be divided into categories of work, services, or goods known as lots. Suppliers can apply to be listed or listed on a single or multiple lots within a DPS. So get familiar with this. I'm just going to put this into the chat box as well. So it just goes through about suppliers. You can also register if you want to apply to be a supplier. This is the link here telling you that you can register to be a supplier. And I just want to make sure that you can see the page I'm on. Yes, you can. Excellent. So you want to become a supplier because these are the members here, which is the hospitals, NHS trusts, for example, teaching hospitals, groups of care homes, you know, the larger organizations that are looking for suppliers like you to provide them with your services. So you can go here to this page where it says supplier registration. And then you can then register. And I'll just put this here. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so this is the page where you would register. And on here, these are the contract opportunities. There's hundreds and hundreds of contract opportunities that you can look at providing them with a service, for example. So I'm just looking here. I'm just reading this. So when you find something that you're interested in, you've always got to look to see whether it's something that resonates with you and whether you're able to meet the needs of that contract by having the qualified, compliant, competent staff members. So here with this particular contract, it also tells you you need to look at all of the attachments to make sure that you meet the needs of that contract. So you would download everything and make sure that you are ticked off just to make sure that you've got all of that information ready to submit your contract. If there's a contract that you're interested in, then you would click register your interest. But first you have to, in order to submit your interests, express an interest, you need to register with the contract itself. So this section here where it says expression of interest window, look at what the date is, and then you're then able to apply for it. If it's within date, then you would need to register your interest. So I'll just go back to the slide and I'll just share that with everyone. Okay, so the London Procurement Partnership is one of them, and that's what I've just showed you just now. And there's also another way that you can do this is by having the database, which is the Care Quality Commission database. And this is where you build your database of care homes. or whatever organization it is that you're looking to work with as well. So you would look at approaching them to get work for your candidates that you've got on your books. So they're calling you, they want work, so you then have to be looking for work for them. And this is one way where you can build a database of care homes that you're going to start making a call to. And I'm just going to make sure that you can see my screen with the Care Quality Commission. And this is whereby you're looking at care homes. You've got candidates waiting, they're looking for a job. So you've then got to look at finding work for them. So then we're going to go here to care homes. And I'm just going to put this in the chat box as well. I hope everyone's enjoying this. You could just type yes in the chat box. That's really good. That helps me. So I've just put in the chat box the link for CQC database, for example. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. So care homes. Now, this is how you build a database. People charge thousands of pounds for these types of databases, but you can actually do this yourself. Okay. So I've done care homes. Now looking at my location. So where am I located? I'm going to put London, for example. Where it says here, mile radius, I'm going to do 25-mile radius. And then I'm going to do search. Let's drink my water. So as you can see here, thank you, thank you. So as you can see here, I've got 2,073 results. Now, this is of care homes. To the left of the side, it says whether it's outstanding, whether it's good, whether it requires improvement, whether it's inadequate. I would look at approaching the ones where it says requires improvement and inadequate. I wouldn't approach the ones where it says not rated, because they may not have many clients in there, for example. You can save them for last. I'm not saying to, rule them out, but I would go for the first two that I mentioned, because it could be a sign that they need staff, and that would be where you would come in to supply temporary staff members or permanent staff members.